Hi everyone, it's Karen from Karen's Crafting Company, and today I'm going to share with you my first project using the Echo Park Club Kit March 2022 New Day. So the first thing I did was I actually decided to use my 6x6 paper pad, and it has 24 sheets and they're all double-sided. So I was able to use up the entire paper pad. As you can see here, it's totally empty, and I did have some scraps that I was able to use up as well. And I did use some card sketches to help me use up this pad, and I will go ahead and show you what I created. First, here I have the Slimline Sketch that I used from Jess's Crafts. And this is definitely a sketch that I always fall back on. It is definitely one of my favorites. And I like the idea of using up these cut aparts, especially when they have sentiments right on them. And I was able to make 3 of these cards using that sketch. So the 3x4, I actually used the actual paper to cut those out, and then I used some of the pieces from my ephemera pack on the first 2 cards, and the third one is actually a 3x4 cut apart, and I did leave the insides of those blank. I didn't use scraps on those cards. And then moving on to the next set of cards, I did continue to use Jess's sketches, and for this one I used sketch number 2. So as you can see here, bringing in more of those cut aparts. So with the 6x6 pad, these cut aparts are definitely on the smaller side. They're more like a 3x3 or 2x3. They did come in different sizes, and it was great to use up those cut aparts for that sketch. And I did have 2 more here, so I had a total of 5 for that sketch. Super cute. Love the papers with this kit for the month of March. And then here I'm using sketch number 4, and again that involves using a 3x4 cut apart. And as you can see, that first card, the strips are different in size because I was getting down to the last bit of my papers and trying to use up some of those scraps that I had. So some of them I had to modify it a bit, but they still look really, really cute. And I was again able to use up those cut aparts that came with the kit. And then here I am using sketch number 5, and again you can see there's that different size cut apart. I believe that was a 2x3. Some are 2x2s. So it all depended on what I cut to add to the front. So I did pull out some of my embossing folders, and I used that as my card front, and then I just layered any scraps that I had along with my cut aparts on the card front. And it was great because I had some of those embossing folders were actually frames, so it was cute to add those cut aparts right in the inside of the frame. And then that pretty much took care of using Jess's sketches. And here, whatever I had left, I just, I pretty much just, made up my own. And just trying to finish up using those cut aparts, that came with the kit. And, as you can see on inside of some of the cards, I was able to use my scraps to add some more embellishments to the inside. But, I love when they include the cut aparts because it does help, with the sentiments, because a lot of them, already have a sentiment on them. And it really makes, the card making go by a lot quicker. And here, that piece right there on top is actually one of the ephemera pieces. And again, I used an embossing folder, to use as my card front. And these fishtail banners, those were also part of the ephemera pack. And then what I did was I adhered that to a 3x4 cut apart because the cut apart was blank. It had no sentiment on it. And I thought it looked really cute just adding the fishtail banner ephemera pieces right on there. And then I just used a piece of scrap paper and used one of my embossing folders to make that background. I really thought that card came out cute. And again here now I'm I was getting down to my scraps, and but I still had plenty of the cut aparts left, and I just whatever I had left, I found a way to create a card. And I did go through some of my other scraps of cardstock or papers and use those as mats, just to help decorate it a little bit more. And then some of these I left blank. Some maybe one or two I had something inside. And then I honestly I can't go making cards ever without using Crafty L's sheet loads. Her sheet loads make card making so easy, especially when I make them in bulk. And I did bring out the abstract botanical stamp set that Crafty L designed, and this was something I pre-ordered, and I was so excited that I did, and I was able to use it with this sheet load. And what I love about April's sheet load is you get absolutely zero scraps. So this is, when I used my 6x6 paper pad for this, I really didn't have that many scraps left over because of, the majority of my cards were using the April 2022 sheet load. And, it was great because the papers were already double-sided, and, I would just match the front with the back or the back with the front, or sometimes I even just mixed it with other, just with other patterns, whatever I felt looked really good together. And, I love the gingham. I love the buffalo check. I love when, I can use up those kinds of papers, and they just go so well with everything. And, those botanicals they were just a lot of fun. And, I was able to I think I used 3, maybe 4 different stamps from the botanical set, and that sentiment also came with the stamp set. So this card was super fun because it is a fun fold, and it was, and again it will fit into your 6x8 I believe envelope. I don't know the exact measurements, but these are just super fun to make. And using those the botanical stamp set for my embellishments was perfect. And again, I just really liked how the patterns just look so well together. So here I just pretty much flip-flopped, the papers because I had 2 of each. And, some of them I was able to do that with, where I just used, 2 of the same sheets, but then reversed it. And, here's another one of those cards that I was able to do that with the rainbows and the ice cream cones. And these cameras were just super cute. I really liked the cameras in this pack. And again, more of that gingham or buffalo check, and a lot of floral patterns. And because of all the florals, I thought, you know, the botanicals would look great with this. And with these cards, I did use the Desert Storm cardstock from Nina, and you know, I love this cardstock. I've always had a hard time finding, you know, the craft cardstock, and this one is definitely the one. I found the one that I really like. All right, friends, this wraps up my first project of the Echo Park Club Kit, March 2022 New Day. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and click that bell for notifications. And stay tuned for another video, as I will be going into my 12x12 paper pad, stickers, and using up the rest of my ephemera and my chipboard accents. So until my next video, I hope that today is a crafty one. Enjoy your day, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.